like finding a needle in a haystack. Sometimes jumping across these things, when they jump, they'll knock off an antler. It's so hard not to start meandering. Oh boy. Oh, there's one right there. Looky there. Look at that. Probably a year and a half old. 8-point or whatever. We'll take that. Walking right along this drainage here. We started looking for sheds. 5 seconds into it, we found one. Now I've been walking for like an hour, maybe even a little more. Just now finally found the next one. Well, keep going. It's probably about 5:30, maybe a little bit later. I've been looking for sheds from deer for, I don't know, 3.5 hours, maybe 4 hours. It's been quite a while, and I don't have a whole lot to show for it, to be honest with you. Was hoping for more than I got, but that's basically the most that I found. 5 seconds into it, let me see here. 5 seconds into it, we found that. We got pretty excited, and thought we were going to find a bunch more. And my friend, who was on the field in the four-wheeler, he found that. Picked my teeth with it. Anyway, I've got the rest of today and some of tomorrow that I'm going to look for sheds. This is a huge piece of property, 170 acres by myself. I'm sure I've walked by a bunch of them. But it's kind of the way it goes. This is in Iowa where there's giant bucks all over the place, but it's kind of like searching for a needle in a haystack, to be honest with you. Walking by yourself through this whole place, there's just so many places to walk. But I've named the YouTube channel Purity Seekers because really it seems often like that's what we're trying to do when it comes to this area of the lust of the flesh. Seems like we're always looking for something, and quite frankly, oftentimes it seems like it's unattainable, like we'll never find it. Man, I've been there. I know how that feels. For so many years, I would fight and stumble and get up and stumble again, and it just seemed almost impossible. Like there was something that I couldn't find. I was always trying to attain to something that I could never reach. Much like me looking for sheds. You work and work and work and walk and walk and walk, and I found all of 3 sheds. And that's how it is. Sometimes you fight, you stumble, you get up, you fight, you stumble, you get up, and it's just this cycle, frustrating cycle, as you know. And it seems like you'll never find the thing that you're looking for, and that is to walk in purity. You know, the Beatitudes in Matthew 5, it says, "Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God." And I think it's probably every sincere Christian's desire. We want to see God. The Bible also says, "Without holiness, no man shall see the Lord." If you're a Christian and you're seeking after God and you're wanting to know God and have a relationship with God, you want to see Him. You want to know Him. And sometimes it seems like that'll never happen because of our struggle with purity. The fact is, though, is it is something we can find. We can live a life of purity, regardless of how many times we've stumbled in the past. The beautiful thing is the grace of God and the forgiveness of God is always there to help us walk in a way and to cleanse us and to wash us and to help us get up so we can continue to fight. That's the wonderful thing. This isn't a one-time down and you're out. We can get up and we can continue to fight. But God doesn't want us to fight a battle that's endless, where we never find the victory and the purity that we're seeking. I want to encourage you, as I said last time, it starts with desire. If we're going to have a fight that is meaningful and that produces something, it has to start with desire, like anything in life. But after that, there are keys and things that we can do that will help us to find the purity that we're looking for. Often I think of a man that's digging for something, the pearl of great price, and he's seeking, he's looking, he's doing everything he can to find that, and he's willing to do anything, willing to pay the price. He'll do whatever he has to do to find what he's looking for. In the same way, when it comes to purity, that needs to be our attitude. We need to do whatever we have to find out or to find purity in a way that is honoring to God, and a way that honors our wives if we're married, and honors our kids if they're coming behind us. The last thing we want to do is be struggling with something that we can't get victory over, and or have kids grow up and struggle with the same thing. That has been a huge motivator for me. I have 2 boys, and I don't want them to struggle with purity the way that I had to struggle in my life when I was their ages. God doesn't want that for anybody. And he definitely doesn't want that for my kids, and I don't want that for my kids either. So now I'm doing whatever I have to do. I've taken whatever necessary steps that I've had to take to walk in a way that is pure. Again, for those around me, for my kids. We don't have to live a life where we get it to our deathbed and we're still fighting this battle in a way that we did when we were 10, 12, 15, 25, 35 perhaps. God wants us to walk in purity. And so I've named this group Purity Seekers, in the hopes that all of us will search with all of our hearts to find a place in our lives where we can walk in purity and not fall continually to the lust of the flesh. Jesus said, when you seek me, you'll find me if you search for me with all your heart. I'm going to look for probably, another hour and a half today, and probably for 4 or 5 more hours tomorrow. I don't know if I'll find any more sheds or not. But I do know this. God said that if we seek him with all of our hearts, we'll find him. And that is part of this journey when it comes to walking in purity. Our stumbling is meant to humble us and cause us to seek after God, to run after God in a way that he will be found of us and we can meet with him. And it's through meeting with him and spending time with him that he begins to write his laws upon our heart. And we begin to find that our desires shift, and what controlled us when it comes to the lust of the flesh, now it's the love of the Father that is starting to control our lives. And it doesn't happen overnight. It's not an easy scenario. It takes time. But as we journey through this and we're seeking to know God and we're giving our lives to know God, what we'll find is that our appetites will start to change. And what we've been seeking our whole life, and in purity, for most of our life, certainly for a lot of people from adolescence on, we'll find that it is attainable. And that's an exciting place to be, to realize, oh, wait a second, I can walk in purity. That's an exciting place to be in. And God wants that for all of us. So I hope through this that you'll be motivated to seek purity yourself, to figure out for yourself, what does that look like for me? What do I have to do for myself? Because for everybody, it's a different road. We're all on different paths. We got to where we got in different ways. But either way, there is a path to purity for all of us. My hope is that through this channel and through this video, you'll be motivated to start seeking it with all that's within you, with all of your might. Because if you do, and if I do, we'll find it. We'll find it by the grace of God and with his help. It definitely starts there, but there are things that by God's grace that we can do to find that pearl of great price. And purity is a pearl of great price. There's very few things that are more valuable, if any, than a life of purity. And my hope is that that would be the case for you, as I'm striving for it myself. So may God bless you and help you to find the purity that you're looking for. I got to go look for some more sheds. It's getting kind of cold, actually. I might have to put on an extra layer or just get walking again.